Hello, this is RICKY, the Android guy. Hey guys, so this is the comparison that a lot of you have been waiting for and asking for. This is between the two best tablets of 2012. And sure enough, they're both by Samsung. To the right we have the reigning champion, the Note 10.1, which is far and through an amazing tablet that has stood up to pretty much all of the competition, from the iPad 4 to the Surface tablet, and has still come out on top for overall in categories. However, we have the new model, the Nexus 10, which in terms of specs is unparalleled by any device out on the market. This literally has next year's processor and graphics card built into it. So just really amazing when it comes to pure power and definitely future-proof. So which one will be the best tablet of 2012? Let's take a look. Alright, so starting off with look and feel. We've used the Note 10.1 before, so similar to the Galaxy S3, it has a plastic construction with polycarbonate plastic with hyperglaze coating on top, which makes it a very slick kind of texture at the back. Very, again, just similar to the S3 kind of in style and look. The main difference is that it does curve in really nicely on the front, and you have front stereo speakers. At the top you have all the extras, such as a micro USB, IR blaster to use as a universal remote control, and the headphone port. On the bottom you have Samsung's proprietary connector, which can connect to a keyboard dock, and that is for the most part it. Of course, you do have a camera with LED and front camera with a 1.9 megapixel. So in terms of the Nexus 10, well, I have said it in the review, this is probably the best feeling tablet I have ever felt. It is extremely lightweight, and honestly the texture is just really good. I've never had a tablet that had a better grip out of any tablet I've ever used. It has kind of like a rubber leather kind of texture, which gives a real premium feel, but definitely has a real easy grip. The tablet does curve in a bit, so you get a real nice way of holding it, both landscape and portrait. It's just really a pleasure to hold. Overall, you just get a really good experience. You have two front stereo speakers, just like the Note 10.1. You do have a micro USB, which is a lot nicer compared to a proprietary plug, and you have a micro HDMI. However, this current connector on the bottom, we have no idea what it's for. So it could be for a keyboard dock, it could not be. We don't know what extras are in store for this device yet at this time. Right now, it has nowhere near the amount of accessories that can work for it in comparison to the Note 10.1. So let's take a look at the differences between them, shall we? So first of all, let's go to web browsing. In terms of web browsing, we will use the Chrome browser for both of these, just to make it even and fair in terms of the two. So let's go to Phone Arena, then we will go to Engadget, and then one third site. So the first things I want to point out is when it comes to clarity, the Nexus 10 is unparalleled by any device on the market. And you really notice that because of the fact that you do not have to zoom in to read the Nexus 10. It is very crisp and very clear. And I'll show you this more in portrait mode, because that's when you can really see the difference. So if I just put both of these in portrait mode, and zoom in for you guys, should be able to see, as I see, that you can read one and you really can't read another. It's very apparent from me, from even further away than the camera is right now, and I can read one, but I can't really read the other. Just a lot crisper in text, and I never have to zoom in on the Nexus 10. Now let's go to the next website here and take a look at Engadget. And let me refresh this one. Where's this one that's not refreshed? All right. And zoom out both. And again, you can see the text difference. It's just really apparent that the Nexus 10 does a lot better job of texting. Oh, hold on one second. I've noticed certain websites like Engadget make it so that you can't zoom in anymore. I don't know why that is, but they have done that. There is a way to override it, and that's just what I'm doing right now. And so now you can see the pinch to zoom. So really quick on both. You really don't have a lag on both. My right hand is generally quicker, of course, but just so you can see, really quick. Now, obviously the clarity definitely plays into hand on the Nexus 10. However, there is one really nice feature that the Note 10.1 has that I cannot deny as well. So one of the main features that the Note has is if you go to a website such as Best Buy, and any website that uses drop-down menus, what ends up happening on something like the Nexus 10 is you click products and you generally go right to the device. So as you can see, I just went straight to computers and tablets, and then what happened is now I have to pick tablets, and so it's an extra 2 steps that I have to take. Whereas on the Note 10.1, I can simply pull out this pen and actually just go directly to, oops. I can actually just go directly to, oops, the tablets this way. So it's just really nice because I can actually skip a step, and it's just because the pen works as a mouse. So you can see it's really just a lot easier that you can actually jump right to different categories with all drop-down menus. So that's one feature that I really do like on the Note 10.1, and for this reason I cannot give web browsing to either device. I consider it a tie because of this, simply for the fact that this has greater clarity on web browsing, but this gives you more of a desktop experience. So I think it was enough of an argument where I am actually giving this a tie, which is, again, guys, I rarely give a tie. You can see my record. I don't give ties. But this one, I had a nice feature that I loved about the Note 10.1 and I loved about the Nexus 10, so I gave it a tie. So that is it for web browsing. Now, in terms of music, we're going to play 2 different songs and then get the difference. So let me see. Trying to get it on the same time.
Finding yourself stuck out on the ledge, and there ain't no healing from cutting yourself with the jagged edge. I'm telling you that it's never that bad. Take it out on the ledge, and there ain't no healing from cutting yourself with the jagged edge. I'm telling you that it's never that bad. Taking the sorrow is the way you're at.
So you can see on a rock song, definitely clear when it comes to here. Now how about a rap song? Let's play it. Okay, and now on here. So you can see in terms of sound, it's really going to go to the Note 10.1. It has a much richer sound. So if you do listen to a lot of music, the Note 10.1 has much better speakers for that. So that's when it comes to sound, but how about when it comes to movies? Alright, so I'm going to turn this down a little bit halfway through on each device before we get to the movie section. Just so it's not really loud on there. And let's see a 1080p video movie. So normally I usually do 720p videos. Today I am doing a full 1080 just to show you guys the difference in clarity. And so this one will not fill up the entire screen just because of how the video is. But okay, and let's try playing them. I'm actually going to lower the volume even a little bit more. Okay, trying to do it exactly the same seconds. Okay, so we're going to see the same videos on here and here. And the brightness is all the way up. Okay, just making sure the brightness is all the way up on both. And trying to get this to be as fair as possible. And there we go. And let me try it actually. Okay, so I wanted to pause it for you guys just so you guys can see the difference in terms of clarity. Although right here, it's really a dark scene, so let me go to a little bit of a lighter one. Okay, so we can see, can't really see too much detail on this one. As you can see right here. Hopefully you guys can see that a little bit better than I'm seeing it on the camcorder right now. But that in terms of detail. And let me see if I can go to another scene too. So right here, just so you can see clarity. Now versus here. Let me just see where time is on this one. So 139, 131. And so now you can see on here. So if you guys can hopefully see, sorry about that, but just so you guys can see the clarity difference from here to here, you actually do get a lot more detail on the Nexus 10. Now, trust me, I know that the color reproduction is a lot more vivid on here, and it's definitely showing through my camcorder, but the clarity is just unparalleled on the Nexus 10. I mean, you really just see fine details that you do not notice on any other device. And I said this on my review, especially even like say here in the crown area, it's very kind of fickle on here. You can't really make it out a lot. Whereas on here you can see really a lot better detail. So in terms of clarity, the Nexus 10 is just far beyond any device on the market. Now, I have said that even my camcorder, I've noticed that I kind of want to upgrade just because of the Nexus 10 device, because this device really is not showing the clarity through the camcorder in my eyes, and it really is just a lot clearer than what the camcorder can even produce. So the fact that, you know, my Nexus 10 is showing that my camcorder isn't as good has really been a wake-up call on how good of the clarity that this device has. So yeah, so in videos I will give it to the Nexus 10, just a lot clearer, and again, very more so something that you have to be live to see. So I've tried to show you guys reproduce it, but obviously I think it's just really something that you need to see in person. So that's when it comes to videos. Now when it comes to camera, let's check out the camera. And let's check out. So in terms of photos, we have these two photos right here. And what I honestly get is a little bit sharper when it comes to text on the Note 10.1, and basically truer to the color. It is more of a darker tone, whereas the Nexus 10 kind of brightened the image. And even more so with color reproduction. In terms of color reproduction, it's a lot clearer, and especially you can tell on the edge of the coaster, just exactly more fine detail. More fine detail on the Note 10.1 compared to the Nexus, and just a little bit sharper, but definitely much better color reproduction in terms of these two. A lot more truer to the colors that it is, versus a little bit faded and soft colors on the Nexus 10. So for the better camera, it will go to the Note 10.1. Now, when it comes to gaming, it really is very easily the Nexus 10. The Nexus 10 does a lot better with games, and is also more universally compatible with all games. So it really does stand apart. And not only that, but as a gamer, the reason why I definitely will lean more people towards the Nexus 10 for gaming is because future games will utilize this graphics card much better. So you have to understand is that not only is it really, it will visually show games and have less lag with games right now comparing to the two, but later on, especially like a year from now, this will do much better with games compared to the Note 10.1. So for that reason, you know, I do recommend the Nexus 10 over the Note 10.1 in gaming. Not only is it better now, but it's definitely better for the future because the graphics card on here is much superior. So it really will be better when it comes to gaming. Now, what I did have to make a new category for this comparison, guys. And the reason why I did that was because, you know what, I needed to make a new category that put, that really kind of showed the difference, and honestly one of the biggest categories that is making my decision right now. And that is productivity. Now, this is how I define productivity for this comparison as well as all future comparisons. What I combine productivity is how to get things done quicker, so things that utilize on the tablets that you can get things done quicker, as well as either note or document input. So for the Note 10.1, it definitely wins in this category. You have a split screen, so you can use two apps at the same time. So I can open up Polaris Office here and I can open up a web browser at the same time, or Note, S Note, or Gallery, and I can just do this really nice with split screen. I could even go as far as do 3 things at the same time, so I can watch this video with pop-up play, have this video playing, and go online while having Office open, and everything is still moving pretty darn smooth. So for that reason, productivity really is nice on here. Not to mention that when it comes to note taking, this has S Note, which is a great note taker, and I can quickly write. I've been in plenty of meetings where I've written notes, and the write to text is amazing. Now, another great way would be like a keyboard, which this does have a keyboard. It's not a keyboard, it's a keyboard dock, not a keyboard case, kind of like the Surface tablet and the Transformer would have. But it still does have that, whereas the Nexus 10 currently does not have its own note-taking app. Obviously, you can get third-party ones. The ones I use for the Nexus 10 is Catch Notes. And you can also, of course, get Bluetooth keyboards, but it's just not the same. If they come out with a dock for this, then that would make a huge change. But that's honestly one of the big deciding factors why I am not giving up the Note 10.1 yet for the Nexus 10, and that's because for productivity, it's much better when it comes to productivity. Now, in terms of battery life, it will easily go to the Nexus 10. It just has a lot better battery life, and it will last longer. So really good with battery life. Honestly, I mean, this is probably the best battery life on a tablet I've seen thus far. It definitely rivals the 7.7 Samsung, which had the best battery life on the market. So really good battery life, and I recommend it to anyone that needs a long battery life. In terms of extras, it's going to go to the Note 10.1. You obviously have the S Pen, as well as a micro USB slot to extend the memory, and an IR blaster as a universal remote control. So you just definitely have a lot of extras. In terms of connectivity, this does have the HDMI, which I do give that credit for. This also has NFC, and this has Wi-Fi Direct. So overall, though, definitely the pen, as well as the expandable memory, I think is more useful than buying the $20 adapter to have a USB connectivity to here. So for that reason, extras will go to the Note 10.1. And price. Well, price will definitely go to the Nexus 10 at $399 for the 16 gig, whereas this is back to normal price at $499 for the 16 gig. It was on sale for a little bit, but now it's gone back up. I checked that before the review to see about that. So because of that reason, it's definitely better for the price. Even for the 32 gig model, it's $50 cheaper at $499 versus $549. Now let's tally them up, guys, and see which one comes out on top. Alright, so for look and feel, it will go to the Nexus 10. Definitely the best feeling device I've ever felt when it comes to a tablet, and I truly urge you to feel it for yourself. Web browsing. First tie that I can ever recall us having on the channel. And really good, just really everything's on par with each other. So that saves volumes. The Nexus 10 has the much better clarity for web browsing. However, the Note 10.1 does give you that full desktop experience as your pen works as a mouse does on desktop websites. So really good for that aspect. The Note 10.1 wins the music category. So it will gain better music, better volume, and just really good clarity, even being very loud. Both speakers on the front, so both are very enjoyable for sound. However, the Note 10.1 just does a little bit of a better job. Video quality, definitely with movies, the Nexus 10 is unparalleled. It's really something you have to see in person, but just definitely the clarity is unlike any other. While the Note 10.1 does have a little bit more saturation in terms of color and vibrancy, you really have to be in front of a Nexus 10 to appreciate the quality that is just better than anything else. I mean, you will spend your time watching videos and movies on here rather than your HD TV. And I know that sounds absurd, but plus, trust me, you will. When it comes to camera, it will be the Note 10.1, just a little bit sharper, clear, and better color reproduction comparing to the Nexus 10. In terms of gaming, it will be the Nexus 10. Nexus 10 just has better gaming capabilities, and it really just goes to show that when it comes to gaming, really the Nexus 10 is not only good for now, but great for later. So really just a step above everything else. For productivity, the new category, we have to give it to the Note 10.1, just much better for productivity, really good at getting things done quicker compared to the Nexus 10. You can do more in less time. Battery life, definitely the Nexus 10. Your battery life will last longer with the Nexus 10 compared to the Note 10.1, and really it's great for power users that want to have a longer lasting battery. Extras will go to the Note 10.1. You just have more extras built in, and really great extras, especially micro SD card as well as the S Pen are the top extras that make this device stand out above a lot of other devices out in the market. In terms of price has to go to the Nexus 10. Honestly, this is the best tablet you could possibly get for $399. Hands down, there's nothing that competes with it at $399. At $499, there is more competition, but it's still hard to beat the Nexus 10. And the grand total, guys, is the Nexus 10 by 1 point. So it really did come down to a lot of things, guys, and it's really split in a lot of eyes. Now, for me, this is part 1 of the review. The reason I say that is because there will be a part 2. Both tablets have something that they're getting within the next 2 months, or expected in the next 2 months. The Note 10.1 will be upgraded to Jelly Bean and have a lot of features added to it, as well as the Nexus 10 will have accessories coming out catered towards it, and possibly could be a keyboard, possibly could be cover cases. We don't know yet, but these will change. These add-ons could change the scale for how these devices and which one will be better for you later on. So this is part 1 of the review, guys, and the Nexus 10 has won it. So as of the end of 2012, the Nexus 10 is the best tablet on the market. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, and make sure to check out the Q&A for those answers to the questions on our Android 2.0 channel. Give a like and thumbs up if you did find this video helpful. And thanks for watching. This has been RICKY, the Android Guy.